So the reason why you're here is quite simple. You want to close more sales selling door to door. Believe me, I completely understand. The reason why is because I was exactly in your situation. You see, 9 years ago, I decided that I was going to take on my door-to-door sales career. The reason why was because I knew there was a lot of money to be made in door-to-door sales. And I'm sure that's the reason why you guys are out there doing door-to-door sales. I mean, let's be honest, it's not the most fun of jobs sometimes to actually do. However, you're doing door-to-door sales because there's a lot of money to be made. Now, another reason why I chose to do door-to-door sales was because I always knew in a recession or in a downturn of an economy, I would always be able to feed my family only if I learned how to master it and actually do well, selling door to door. So what are you struggling with? I already know because I've been in your situation, believe me, time and time over again. The number one thing that people always say they're struggling with in door-to-door sales, and you're gonna go, oh yes, I know what you're talking about, Paul, is staying focused, right? Number one, how many of you guys are actually out there and you're just not focused on a day-to-day basis on just knocking on doors? Because staying focused is something that's very important. So don't worry about it. As a coach, I'm gonna go through all this and I'm gonna actually teach you and train you how to actually stay focused and a bunch more. Another thing you're struggling with, which I'm sure that you are, is engaging with your customers, right? How many of you guys are not quite getting your customers to really listen to you and, talk back and forth to progress through your sale? Because, if you're getting a lot of the dreaded, which I know you guys are and everybody does, well, not interested, simply not interested, don't want it. Not interested, right? Have you heard that over and over and over again? I show you guys how to overcome that with asking questions and actually going through and engaging your customers. You see, your customers are gonna have objections, things that they tell you, reasons, excuses that I like to say, why they do not want your product or services. Learning how to handle these objections and overcome them is extremely important and vital in your door-to-door sales career. So, I've heard almost everything, and I really mean almost everything, in my years of actually selling door-to-door. I'm gonna actually show you how you can, overcome and handle these objections and, move on your way to closing more sales on the actual spot. Because so many people time and time again tell me, Paul, I struggle with closing deals on the spot. I couldn't tell you how many times I've actually had a customer where they would actually tell me they're gonna do business with me, however say, just give me a little bit of time to think about it, only to go back the next day, the next week, and find another either sales company or another sales rep close that actual sale. Have you struggled with any of this? Believe me, I feel your pain. Trust me, I know it's extremely painful, on a day-to-day basis, going out there and getting that not interested, I don't want it, not interested, not interested. When you get not interested over and over and over again, how does that make you feel as a door-to-door salesperson? Stop and think about that. On a day-to-day basis, how does that make you feel when you're out there and you're getting not interested, don't want it? Over and over and over again, when somebody, any human being, when you hear that over and over and over again, you start thinking in the back of your mind, am I doing the right thing with my pitch? Am I doing the right thing with this job? And those thoughts of, quitting actually kick in, right? We've all faced that. But, I'm here to tell you that rejection kills. It hurts. It hurts hearing not interested, don't want it, I'm not to get off my property, and all this rejection that you guys face on a day-to-day basis. Stop and think about it in your lives. How many times have you been rejected by, for you guys out there, gals, and the opposite, right? Rejection is not something that is to be taken lightly. So I'm gonna show you exactly how to handle rejection and how to overcome and get through these hard times, which I know you're struggling with and going through, and that's the reason why you're here. So how hard is it to know that you go out there on a day-to-day basis and you feel like you're working for free, especially for those of you who are actually out there on 100% commission selling door-to-door? There's benefits of going out there working 100% on 100% commission, but going out there and working only to come home to seriously not getting any sales and feel like you've worked for free, I lived it every single day when I started, and it hurt. It really did. I understand that, especially here in Arizona, going out in the hot and the heat temperatures and actually not closing a sale, knowing you work for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours, however long it is, in the heat, and you didn't get a sale, you worked for free that day. For those of you who are in Canada, I actually started off where it was freezing cold and I'd go out there only to come back to not get a sale every single day. I know how that feels. So I'm actually here, and that's why I'm very passionate about teaching this, okay? I know you have bills to pay. I had bills to pay. I still have bills to pay. But the best thing is when you actually learn how to master door-to-door sales, those bills slowly go away and you don't really have to worry about them at the end of the day. And you know, the big thing with learning how to master door-to-door sales, and for you people who perhaps may want to, you know, get out of your parents' house if you're living in your parents' house, or perhaps just pay off your debt and really get rid of that debt. You know, paying off your bills is something that eats you alive every single day, because it did me, and I know it. You know, to date, I'm debt-free, and I'm grateful for it because I really learned through all my mistakes how to master selling door-to-door. You know, not achieving your goals in your sales and in your career, it hurts big time, because how many times have you said, today is the day, I feel great, I feel wonderful, I'm pumped, I'm excited, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna close at least 2 sales, only to come home to not even getting 1 sale. Right? Have you guys been through this? Have you guys gone through it? I have. I know I did over and over again. And you know, when I went through it one day and then I went through it another day, well, what happened to my potential that I was giving at the doors, just, it was nothing like it was the last couple days ago, okay? Small paychecks really do affect the way you think, the way you present yourself, how focused you stay, okay? Small paychecks is something that you need to work on, you know, learning how to create bigger paychecks. You know what frustrated me the most? This is something that I'm sure the main reason, a big reason why you're actually here, is seeing other people successful in doing what you're doing and you're just not getting it. Did I really touch that soft spot? Because if I did, I want you to know that you're not alone with that. You know, going out there, knocking on a day-to-day basis, only to come back to an office to hear, you know, so-and-so got a deal, so-and-so got 2 deals, so-and-so got a deal over and over and over again, and you walking back with no sales. You know, I was in that situation and I got myself out of it over the time, and that's why I'm putting together, which I'm gonna explain to you right now, you know, a course for you absolutely free that I teach you this. You know what hurt the most was when I actually went home on a day-to-day basis, right before I hear everybody's got their sales or the majority of people got sales, and I go home to my family, to my wife, you know, only to know that I cannot provide or I'm not providing for them. That, you know, when my wife asks how I did and I say, I simply didn't get a sale today. You know, I simply didn't get one. It hurt, and I know you're going through it. For those of you who have spouses, it's not necessarily that your spouses aren't, you know, wanting you to get sales or aren't like pushing you too much, but believe me, I know this feeling, especially if you have kids too. Looking in their eyes, knowing you went out there, you gave it your all, but you didn't quite get your sale. Well, I'm here to tell you I went through all that and I learned exactly how to overcome those, and I actually do have the solution. So what I did was I actually put together a free course for you, a free course, absolutely free course that will teach you completely from A to Z exactly how, number one, starting with your opener pitch, because your opener pitch is very important for you to master. What is the opener pitch? Well, when you knock on a door, you go up to somebody who doesn't expect you or does not know you're coming or showing up, and you have just about 7 seconds to engage with them and get their attention on what you have to offer, or, you know, to actually hear what you basically have to say so that you can progress through the sale. Well, your opener pitch is very important. It's the most vital part of your sale. Why? You know, people will argue, say the closes. Well, the opener, if you don't do a good opener and people don't let you talk, let me ask you this. Are you gonna be able to move throughout the sale and actually close it? No. So I actually teach you everything about the opener you need to do to actually master it. And then after that, I jump into a next video, which is about your features and benefits. I see this over and over again through the hundreds of people I've coached on a day-to-day basis, okay? Over the years, I've found out that, you know, people who are going out there and selling door to door, you need to understand the features and benefits of your product. So perhaps a feature of your product is a door sensor, right? Let's just say we're talking about the security industry. Well, what does that door sensor really mean to that potential customer? What does that door sensor, what can it do for them? Okay, so understanding the benefits and speaking more about your benefits instead of your features, and I'll show you, I'll get into the complete details of that. It's gonna make a lot of sense to you, and it's gonna help you close a ton more deals, because this is what the top salespeople are doing. And I also have a video in there of testimonials of real live examples of people who I've helped out and people who work within my establishment, within my company, you know, who sold door to door, struggled at first, and what they went through. So I'm gonna give you a complete testimonial video series as well. Now, the second most important thing aside from your opener, which is the final thing, is the close. You guys, if you want to increase your sales, Everything's got to flow, but your close is the second most important thing that you really need to learn how to master. Because a lot of you guys are very good at communicating, engaging with customers, and then once you do, you communicate, engage with customers, at the end you kind of are hesitant or scared to ask for the sale. Well, I'm gonna teach you how to be assertive, not pushy. Believe me, pushy does not work these days. But how to be assertive and all the different types of things that I learned what don't work and what do work from closing a sale, and actually teaching it to you guys so you can implement it and help increase your sales and bring obviously that money home to your family and yourself. Okay, so it's very simple. All you gotta do is on this page, there's an email form. All you gotta do is enter your email address, hit that submit button, and voila. I'm going to send you the link to the actual video series course. It's that simple. So let me say that again. Do not hesitate. Really, it costs you nothing. It's absolutely free. It's a full course. I'm passionate about what I teach. I want to take your sales ability to that next level, selling door to door, and learn how to master door to door sales. So enter your email address on this page, hit that submit button. Once you're actually done, boom, I'm going to send you the link directly, instantly to your email address so you have access to that video course. Thank you very much, and that concludes this video.